Wednesday night, President Trump gave an election update that he said may have been the most important speech he's ever made. He talked about the allegations of vote fraud and irregularities, and he said, and I quote, "The constitutional process must be allowed to continue. We're going to defend the honesty of the vote by ensuring every legal ballot is counted and that no illegal ballot is counted," end quote. But the president insisted that this is not just about honoring the votes of 74 million Americans who voted for him. It's about ensuring that Americans can have faith in this election as well as in all future elections. Some media outlets refused to carry the speech. Social media put their "This claim is disputed" banners on it, probably before he even spoke a single word. And various liberals railed that Trump is assaulting democracy. But what actually assaults democracy is when the legitimate vote of any citizen to have a say in his or her own government is discarded or canceled out by an illegal vote. A recent Rasmussen poll found that 47% of Americans believe or suspect that the election was stolen for Joe Biden. And that even includes about 30% of Democrats. It's becoming increasingly apparent that all the media denials and censoring of such suspicions are not making those doubts go away. Did Democrats stop believing that Russian collusion stole the 2016 election, even after the facts told them how ridiculous it was? If Democrats truly believe that this is nothing but phony conspiracy theories, and that Joe Biden's apparent win was on the up and up, and that there is nothing to see here, then it would be in their best interest to stop fighting all the attempts to audit the ballots and voting machines and to be completely transparent. Show the American people that you got nothing to hide, so everyone can be satisfied and we can all get back to work with restored faith in our electoral system without any dark clouds hanging over the incoming administration. I would actually welcome that myself. I even suggested this to Joe Biden 2 days after the election and got attacked for saying it. Now I'm seeing the same suggestion pop up all over. Calls for a transparent, bipartisan investigation to reassure the public and to dispel the suspicions. And why not? I see no reason for them to keep yelling at us that there's nothing up their sleeves when all they got to do is roll them up and show us. We already had 4 years of one half of the country questioning the legitimacy of the president, illegitimately as it turns out. So we really don't need another 4 with the other side legitimately asking the question. Meanwhile, leftists like to flatter themselves that they are the only true creative people. Of course, they also think they're the only ones who know how to be funny, and I've seen precious little evidence of that lately. Yet their responses to their political opponents are anything but creative. In fact, they boil down to a handful of knee-jerk cliches repeated over and over like mantras in a religious cult. What's their response to any attempts to ensure voter integrity? Racism, voter suppression. I must admit, keeping dead people from voting does suppress one of the Democrats' key constituencies. What if anyone holds an opinion even slightly to the right of theirs? Nazi, literally Hitler. It is just so boring and predictable. Well, at least in recent years, they've managed to freshen up their rote rhetoric with a new overused cliche, "It's the Handmaid's Tale come true," claiming that that piece of bad fiction is about to become reality has become part of the standard leftist script. I myself spoke at a rally in Arkansas just before the election, and about a dozen protesters showed up in Handsmaids Tale costumes. Now, they looked ridiculous, but they were ignored by the crowd. These folks dress up in Handmaid's Tale costumes like furries. They shower awards on the latest TV adaptation of it, and they take it more seriously than the most obsessed Trekkie. And what sets off their Handmaid's Tale radar? Ironically, any effort whatsoever to protect First Amendment religious freedom rights. Case in point, the Supreme Court recently ruled that New York Governor Andrew Cuomo couldn't shut down churches while allowing secular businesses to remain open. The kind of slam dunk ruling that's so obviously correct that the only shocking thing about it was that it wasn't unanimous. The liberal justices, and of course swinging door John Roberts, voted in favor of religious discrimination. Except this time the outcry of, "It's like the Handmaid's Tale," didn't just come from random nuts cosplaying in the streets, but also from a couple of formerly respected law professors from Harvard and Cornell. PJ Media reports that following the Supreme Court's ruling in favor of religious liberty, because that's something that needs to be ruled on these days, Harvard law professor Lawrence Tribe and Cornell law professor Michael C. Dorff said the court's decision to preserve religious liberty threatened to usher in misogynistic dystopia like the one in Margaret Atwood's book, The Handmaid's Tale. How they see more freedom as oppressive, it's truly beyond me. For the record, preventing the government from enacting policies that openly discriminate against people of faith and shutting down churches, synagogues, and mosques all the time, allowing everything from bike shops to liquor stores to stay open, does not mean we are living in or even heading toward an oppressive religious dystopia. It means we are standing up to prevent an oppressive leftist government dystopia. Coincidentally, do you know who else used the oppressive power of government to deprive people of their rights and to shut down synagogues? Literally, it was Hitler. Well, thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed that video, I hope you'll consider subscribing to the channel below and clicking the notification bell. Please leave a like and a comment, and share this video as well if you have really enjoyed it. And if you want more of my news analysis and commentary, sign up for my newsletter at MikeHuckabee.com. It is completely free. Also, a reminder, my podcast is available at QuakeMedia.com/Mike. Every week, commentary that you can get right to your ears. Well, that's it for this edition of The Breakdown. I'm Mike Huckabee.